if ICP really decides to wake up in a massive way, way better than what it's already doing as of right now, I think, man, the bull run could look so legendary. Even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee, just think about this, right? Let's say ICP breaks the price of $50, which is a very big psychological milestone for a lot of people. At that point, $100 may seem very easy, but it could very well start this domino effect where it's like $50, $100, and people are like, whoa, 200, 300, 400, and eventually at that point, 500 wouldn't seem that far away. And 500 is still my price target for ICP during this bull run, even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee. And as the old saying goes, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it tends to rhyme. We've seen this happen time and time again, for many projects out there. And let me use a very famous example of what I mean by this. Take a look at, for instance, Cardano's native token called ADA. For the longest time possible, it felt like it was complete caca. Let's face it. A lot of people thought it was trash. And even at one point, ADA was hovering at the price of around 3 cents. Then what happened? Eventually, it went to the price of $1, which was kind of a struggle. But then soon after that, $2 and even beyond seemed very fast. Why is that? It's because sometimes, when things really do pump, they could create this exponential, like FOMO, I think, in some cases, right? Because people sometimes they want to wait for that confirmation in order to fully believe in a project. But for me, I don't want to do that. I want to be there before it does that. But even besides that point, I'm just talking about what could very well happen as ICP does a lot better and as the crypto space overall gains better sentiment. Because again, when it comes to ADA, reaching the price of $1 was very difficult. But then even beyond that, man, it just looked very amazing. Sometimes I watch people and they talk about their life journey. They talk about their entrepreneurship, journey again. And they say how earning their first $100,000 was very difficult, or earning their first $1 million. But then gaining $10 million or gaining a couple $1 million after that didn't seem that difficult. And I think that principle somewhat applies. I mean, that's just the way to take a look at it. But yeah, besides that point, why is the internet computer going to do so well, at least in my opinion? Because it's so unique. It's so interesting. I mean, really, when you have the world's most productive blockchain, allegedly, statistically speaking, why would this be bad? I mean, I get it. The internet computer is not going to have the best adoption in the next 6 months to a year. I'm fine with that. In a fully fledged bull run, people don't really care. At least that's the way I view it. I mean, when people take a look at something like, Cardano, again, I'm going to use this example. Take a look at Cardano's adoption right now, currently, versus back then. Back then, was there talks about Cardano in Argentina? Back then, was there talks about Bitcoin, OS, I would say, in regards to, Cardano? You got to ask yourself that question. But even besides that point, Cardano's adoption as of right now, I think is a lot better currently, again, than what it was back then. But then in the world of cryptocurrency, sometimes people just don't really care. If people cared purely about strong adoption, as of right now, ADA, I think would be above the price of $3, right? But then it's not. So then when it comes to this, when it comes to the internet computer, when people have to say, oh man, in the next 6 months to 12 months, it's not going to have the best adoption. Well, so what? That's just the way to take a look at it. $500, I don't see why not. ICP has great exposure. Fans are amazing. Community is fantastic. And fundamentals for the internet computer is very wonderful. So again, I don't see why not. We've seen this recipe work so well time and time again for many projects out there. And I don't see why this would be any different. Even if you take a look at Charles Hoskinson, and I get it, I'm referring a lot to Cardano, but let me just use this again. He is the founder of Cardano, and not only that, he's the co-founder of Ethereum. But yeah, even besides that, on November 26th, he stated in a video how in the next year to 2 years from then, right, he could very well see Bitcoin reaching anywhere the price of $250,000 to $500,000. Now, 500,000, I think that's way too optimistic, even in the next 2 years or something like that. No way, in my opinion, hypothetically. But let's say we use a more conservative estimate, 250,000, or let's say 300,000, 350 maybe. Could you imagine what happens to altcoins then? I mean, even at that point, ICP at the price of over $500, that really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, especially when you consider the technology that it has, right? The internet computer, focused on AI, focused on decentralizing the internet. If something like Ethereum, for being as caca as it is, in my opinion, right, with sky-high gas fees and scalability issues and often having to rely on these Ethereum layer 2s, even despite that, if it has this many fans, if the ecosystem is that massive, if it's sticking around even until right now, and I think it's still going to stick around for many decades to come, if something that caca could do so well, just imagine what the internet computer could do moving forward. I mean, caralho, porra, it could be very amazing. Now, only time will tell, but that's just the way I take a look at it. It's like, for instance, if a Honda is already beating everyone in a race, imagine once a Ferrari steps in. You know what I mean? We're taking a look at something that hypothetically I think could be so amazing here. But again, it's just a matter of time because, great things do take time and patience. ICP has done pretty good as of late, much like I predicted, by the way, because I've been bullish on ICP ever since the beginning of 2023. So it's pretty much been like 2 years now. But even besides that point, I'm going to still continue to dollar cost average into ICP. And, I'm still going to believe in its future. I haven't sold any ICP because I still believe that better days are ahead. I think Bitcoin still has a ways to go. I think the altcoin space still has a ways to go. The sentiment isn't fully bullish yet, in my opinion. Even though things are looking very positive, we haven't seen that 2021 moment yet where things are feeling very euphoric and everyone's just very bullish. We haven't seen that yet. Once I see something caca like Litecoin really just break a new all-time high, or maybe not even that, right? I'd say just doing like very well. I mean, at that point, I'm like, wow, we're really in a fully fledged bull run. But even besides that point, Luna Classic even pumped. I mean, come on, right? What's the future in that? The internet computer has way better, future, I would say, a way better future, I should say, right? So when I take a look at something like this, I don't see why it would do bad. I'm not saying that ICP is going to be the best performing thing of all time because it's not, right? $500 is only around a 38x from here. So it's not the best, but I don't mind though, because anything over a 10x is good for me, at least in my opinion. And market cap, considering current circulating supply, would be around $238 billion. That market cap right there isn't too crazy. Ethereum reached over 550 billion. I'm not saying that ICP is going to defeat Ethereum or like even go to half of it, right? I'm just saying around 238 billion. It's not too much to ask for. If Ethereum can exceed this by over 320 billion, why not? Why can't ICP do this? Especially as of right now with over 600 million crypto owners, more than ever before in history, according to Crypto.com research. I do believe that the sky's the limit during this bull run. And again, I don't think that the internet computer is bad at all. I get it. The name, sometimes people like to say, is kind of corny and they think it's kind of caca. I think that, it is what it is, right? Sometimes people just don't care. Think about other projects out there that have some random I guess, or should I say questionable names for their project, because it's like, why would they call it that? But even besides that point, I think the internet computer is not bad, especially again, when you consider how it's trying to decentralize the internet. So again, it kind of makes sense, but you know what? It is what it is. And I don't think it really matters anyways. During a fully fledged bull run, $500 is still my price target. I'm bullish on the internet computer regardless. The internet computer could be called like Bratwurst Extender Inu or something like that. And I'd still be bullish on it because the fundamentals are amazing. But of course, it's not named that. And I'm not suggesting they should change the name to that. But I'm just saying still, when the fundamentals are this amazing, I just don't see why it would do bad in the future. And especially during this bull run, I don't see why it would do caca. ICP at the price of $500 during this bull run, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I'm staying patient. And I think that, again, if it really decides to wake up, hypothetically, it could be so legendary. And I really can't wait. But again, it's just a waiting game. So I'll wait anyways. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Malik the Captain. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Bye.